he's just got a little nick on it, and then we get caught coming forwards, and nobody's then sort of running and taking care of the runner, and he gets in, and it's one ball, you know. So that's the disappointing thing. It's a poor goal, but could have won it, could have lost it. We've had a great chance at the end. I'd have backed Stevie Elliott to stick that in against his former club, but again, it wasn't to be. Conditions weren't great. They made it difficult for us, and like I say, we'll take the point.
And just looking forward now, I mean, lots of games coming up over the Christmas period, and a tricky trip to Stevenage.
They're all like that, aren't they? You know, I mean, we've got Boxing Day. They'll get some training under the belt. We'll be in Christmas Day, and we'll do a lot of preparation for the game. And again, it's a different Stevenage than when Graham Wesley was there. I think. You know, totally different. I think we've had a look at them this year anyway. I think we just played them just before I came in. So we'll look forward to it.
And one of the, I guess, quirks of this season is that, you know, results suggest that away form is much better than the home form. So I guess that can only bode well.
Well, we've got to be better than we were in the second half today, but again, like I say, in the first half we've done okay. We've moved the ball all right, and you know, we just can't rest on our laurels. There's one or two that need to up the game a little bit.
I mean, is it difficult to know what to expect from Stevenage? Because I guess lots of sides are changing and stuff over the Christmas period. So I mean, changes are going to be made.
Yeah, probably. You know, probably. I think there's there'll be obviously things that dictate team selection, like injuries and suspensions and fatigue and things like that. So we'll have a look, and we'll have a good assessment over the next couple of days.
And I guess one of the good things about being on the road is the incredible support you get, as you do at home, but the away games, I mean, you really hear the commentary fans from all areas of the ground.
The support is magnificent away from home and at home. I think, you know, it's you can generalise because everybody knows that away support is more vocal for whatever reason, but I think they're great supporters anyway. You know, we've taken a lot of support away from home all season wherever we've been, and we don't expect the same everywhere we go, but we know we'll probably get the same. So they've been fantastic.
And just finally, I mean, I know you're obviously trying to juggle the players that deals are coming to an end and that sort of thing. I mean, is there any more you can update us, or any possible new deals coming along?
No, not yet. Nothing yet. Like I say, we'll keep working away, and as soon as anything to let you know, we'll let you know.
The Goal Zone.
There you go, Mark Robbins. The game live and kick by kick, 13:59 AM and DAB Digital Radio in Coventry and Warwickshire. Let's now hear from Lee Clark, who joined me after the game against Burnley. Loads of injuries, 6 19-year-olds in the starting lineup on Saturday, and 4 of them I think were just 19 as well, just turned from 18 to 19, and he was delighted with the passion that kids are showing him.
What they've given me and the supporters, they've given them drive, passion, commitment from the first whistle. It's been a high-tempo game. Yes, Burnley, 20-25 minutes in the second half give us 1 or 2 problems, but then we've kicked on again, and we the least we deserved today was a draw. And those young lads, those Birmingham City fans in the team, you know, they're living the dream, and I can see that determination in their eyes and the passion they've got. And I'm not too sure. I think
maybe they could go.
This might be a watershed moment for us.
The playing Redmond off the front gave quite a spark at the end of the game.
Yeah, I was, to be fair to Nathan, I thought he'd done well at Wolves, and then over the last couple of weeks and yesterday in training he was sensational, and I just thought that, you know, obviously we've got one recognised striker in the club now at the moment, and we have to you know, do something different. Nathan loves getting the ball into feet, and he's got that electric pace like Rob Hall has, where the defenders are terrified. So I thought Nathan was excellent today, as was up the mall. I was really proud of him.
No striker on the bench, which is difficult because you've got none, I suppose, but what about the youngsters? Are they not good enough, the young strikers that are in the club?
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't even know whether they're out on loan.
Asante's injured. Jake James
Asante's injured?
Yeah, well, he's been out for 8 weeks. With a shocking, really bad hamstring tear that he'd done in development game, or he'd be right in amongst it, because I think he's got a lot of good attributes. We've got a young lad in the really youth team, Resales, but I'm not even sure if he's registered yet. He's that young, and so we have to get down to the FA and get these, because ultimately I think the next 4 games, some of these boys who mightn't even have a registration yet because they're that young might have to get the paperwork done.
You're proud of them, and rightly so, but it's a tough asking for the club this size in this sort of division, isn't it, to ask the kids to run through a
No,
wall
it is.
for you?
It is. And to put 7 in at once. Wow, 17 years.
It's never happened before, by the way.
Has it not?
Never happened before to have
Right,
that.
and we had 9 in the 18, so 50% of the 18 are teenagers. It shows that, listen, I love working with young players. I love young, vibrant, hungry squads, players who are desperate to do well for the club, desperate to take it on to bigger and better things, and I think it can only benefit us.
You move on now to, in a few days, away at Barnsley, and nobody needs reminding of what Barnsley did here, so it's a little bit owed to them, but any chance of any of the others being back for then?
Potentially might just be Paul Robinson. The other lads, I would have thought, definitely not.
How long Marlon King out then, your top scorer?
He won't make the next 2 games. Bouba Diop will be out for a month. Peter, I'm not sure. I need to get a medical report. It was so late in the day, 10 to 3, that I couldn't get the full explanation from the lads. We'll just have to see how that one is in the moment.
So what do you expect from Barnsley?
Tough game. Excellent passing team. Got a terrific management team. And, when they beat us, they deservedly beat us. We were awful on the day, and they popped the ball around great. But we certainly got to go there and show the same spirit we showed today.
What's the mood of the kids in the dressing room after the game?
They're cloud 9. I've got to bring them down now, because it's game over now. It's finished. It's look forward to Barnsley. Forget about Christmas for them. This is the real world. It's the men's world, and you've got to bring them down, because they'll be absolutely buzzing tonight, because they love this football club. If they weren't out on that grass, they'd be on the terrace. Well, actually, young Josh Hawker, who ended up on the bench, he only ended up on the bench because he was here on the terraces with his dad.
Well, his dad played for the club.
Yeah,
Phil.
exactly. So Phil and Josh were in the Tilton Road end, and we get a call to him, get him down here now. He's on the bench, so I would imagine he was proud.
The Goal Zone.
There you are, the manager, Lee Clark, who recalled Jake Jarvis, and he's in the squad on the bench today. Jake Jarvis, the striker, really struggling injury-wise. Good luck to them today. Good luck to all our teams, in fact. Now, if you want to listen to Queen's Park Rangers against West Brom, it's 9:90 a.m. and 10:17 a.m. OK, that's make sure you're listening to that for the Baggies. Barnsley Blues, 11:52 a.m. and DAB Digital Radio in Birmingham. Wolves Peterborough is DAB Digital Radio only in the Black Country and Shropshire. Stevenage against Coventry, 13:59 a.m. and DAB Digital Radio in Coventry and Warwickshire. And at 5:30 Villa against Spurs, 11:52 a.m. and DAB Digital Radio in Birmingham. The big kickoffs are next.
The Goal Zone on Free Radio 80s.
With Citroen Retail Group. Score a winning deal with savings on 62 Reg Citroens.
The Goal Zone.
TrustTheTrader.com. Over 50,000 quality leads each and every month. Find out more and become a member today at TrustTheTrader.com.
My little un got me a new ringtone.
That's style, that's value, that's style choice.
It's as sick as. Well, no, apparently.
Dave and Sue's Sedgley Semi. Barry's Bachelor Pad in Bilston. Ravinder's Roseville Residence.
What about me?
Oh yes, and Terry's Tipton Terrace. The Tipton have arranged mortgages for thousands of people across the Black Country, helping local people stay local. For mortgages, talk to the Tipton. The Tipton and Cosley Building Society. Branches in Tipton, Cosley, Bilston and Sedgley. Or visit thetipton.co.uk.
On Free Radio 80s.
You get the most passionate coverage of your team
With our team. Catch all the action from all our local sides, live and kick by kick on Free Radio 80s.
Football on Free Radio 80s is supported by Robbins and Day Peugeot.
There's no contest.
Let your feet do the talking with a brand new Peugeot 208.
Wow.
What do you think will happen if you take your hangover to accident and emergency?
Stand aside. This patient has a hangover and a slightly grazed knee. I need paracetamol, a sticking plaster, and keep it down, everyone.
No. A&E is for emergencies. So, if you have a hangover or a minor bump, go to your pharmacist. If it doesn't get better, see your GP or call NHS Direct on 0845 4647. It doesn't have to be A&E.
Cousins winter sale is on now, and for the start of the sale there are extra discounts off their already low sale prices. It's your chance to make even bigger sale savings with nothing to pay till the summer, no deposit, interest-free. This amazing offer includes all the leading brand name furniture, carpets and beds, but with many one-off sale bargains and limited quantities, you'll have to hurry.
That's why
Remember, for extra sale discounts off everything in store, visit Cousins at Dudley and Tyseley, Birmingham. The winter sale's on now and all this weekend. Don't miss it.
100 years ago, going online meant riding the tram. But booking online is now the best way to see Black Country Living Museum, an entire village rebuilt brick by brick. Go underground to a coal mine, meet costumed characters in their shops and homes, see sparks fly with live chain making, and not forgetting the tastiest fish and chips. It's a full day, but don't pay full price. Book your day visit online and save 10%. Black Country Living Museum. Visit bclm.com.
The Goal Zone on Free Radio 80s.
With Citroën Retail Group. Get a match day bonus with extra value on hundreds of used cars.
Wolves are hoping to make it 4 wins out of 5 this afternoon as they host bottom side Peterborough in what we hope will be a Boxing Day belter right here on the Goal Zone. There could be plenty of goals as Posh can score for fun, but the defence has got more leaks in it than a Welsh farmer's field. Let's hope it's Stoller Solbacker's men who will be providing some post-Christmas cheer for the Wolves fans this afternoon. The whole game is live and kick by kick on DAB digital radio only on Free Radio 80s. That's Free Radio 80s BC you should have hopefully on your dial this afternoon. Joining me, Steve Herman, is Wolves legend Steve Daly. And Steve, we mentioned that last time you were with us on the Goal Zone was that away win at Peterborough, a 2-0 win. That was during that 5 wins in a row. As I say, 4 wins out of 5 they could make it today, so let's hope they can.
Absolutely, Steve, it's a great opportunity for them to get 6 points on the board today against Peterborough and Saturday against Ipswich when Mick comes back. It's a great opportunity. They're playing well. They've won 3 out of 4. They're buoyant. They're creating chances. They're scoring goals. And the good thing, different people are scoring goals. Ebanks, Blake, Kevin Doyle and Sacco. So if they go at them today, mate, I can see this being 3 or 4.
Well, just to recap the teams very quickly as the 2 team captains are in the centre circle doing the coin toss. The Wolves lineup is unchanged from the 2-1 win against Blackpool on Friday night. So that's Akimi in goal, a back 4 of Foley, Johnson, Bearer and Ward. In the midfield, Pennant, Henry, Doumbia and Sacco, Ebanks, Blake and Doyle up front. For Peterborough United, Lejnik in goal. We think it's going to be 4-4-1-1 with Little, Zakwani, Bostwick and Rowe in the back 4. Newell, Knight, Percival, Thorne and Boyd in midfield. Tomlin behind Gale. Now the 2 teams are going towards the centre circle because there's going to be a minute's applause right now in honour of George Shell. He died sadly a couple of weeks ago at the age of 78. He was born in Bilston and made 200 appearances for Wolves in the 50s and 60s. Most notably, he was part of the team that won the FA Cup in 1960. And there's going to be a minute's applause right now here at Molineux for George Shell. The referee blows his whistle then, and we can get ready to get this game underway. Great reception there. A minute's applause for George Shaw, the Bald Red, 1934 to 2012. He died a couple of weeks ago at the age of 78. Now the Wolves team, they're in their huddle, wearing their traditional old gold shirts, black shorts and old gold socks. Peterborough in their usual blue shirts, white shorts, white socks. It's going to be Wolves attacking from left to right as we start this game off here at Molineux for hopefully what will be a Boxing Day belter. So left to right, the Wolves attack. That's defending the stand colour stand, attacking the south bank. We're in the Billy Wright stand. On the far side, it's the Steve Bull stand on what is quite a grey, dreary, dull Boxing Day. But hopefully the game this afternoon will be anything but that, as our referee this afternoon, Mr. Haywood, gets ready to get this game underway. And we are underway. The ball belted straight back to Carl Hakimi, who drives it forward in his all-black kit. Down the right-hand side he goes. Henry jumps up for the ball, and it's picked up by Tongo Doumbia. Back in the side the last couple of games after his rest in France. He was fatigued, said the manager, but he's starting to get back to his best. Here's Sacco now, 25 yards out, plays it to the left-hand side to Stephen Ward on St Stephen's Day, I might add. Here he is down the left-hand side, plays it back to Carl Henry, making his 250th league appearance this afternoon for Wolves. Now it's across to the left-hand side to Stephen Ward. And you mentioned, Steve, before the kick-off, you know, it's important how Wolves start today, and they've got plenty of possession already, at least.
They started off quite well, Stevie, with possession. And
here's the ball over the top here. Ebanks Blake coming through, but Olejnik acting like a sweeper, the goalkeeper there, and bombs it out into the Billy Wright stand.
They've kept the ball, they've been patient, they've passed it about, and a chance has come from that, Stevie. And Ebanks Blake is just a little unfortunate not to get there on the end of it.
Goes out for a throw-in, which Kevin Foley will take in front of Darren Ferguson's dugout, of course. Darren Ferguson, former Wolves player, had a 5-year spell here at Molineux in the centre of the midfield. Here's Tongo Doumbia now in the centre of the midfield for Wolves. Back to Carl Hakimi it goes. What a great performance he had on Friday night against Blackpool, and what a great season he's had, Carl Hakimi.
Stevie, he's been absolutely phenomenal. When we're doing the first few games of the season, himself and Roger Johnson were the two players that stood out. Absolutely brilliant. But you don't really want that. You don't want your goalkeeper and your centre half having the greatest games, because that tells you you're under pressure. You would like your strikers and your midfield players and your wide players to become man of the match.
Absolutely. I think Carl Hakimi said it himself when he chatted to us on the goal zone. Well, he selfishly wants to be busy as a goalkeeper, but I don't think the rest of the team wants him to. But when he's been called upon, he's been fantastic. Here's Ebanks Blake, who has found his form again in the Championship. 2 goals on Friday night. He's now got 9 for the season. He's played it across to the left-hand side. Now here's Sacco cutting in field away from his marker. Now it's across to the far side. He goes past Mark Little, the former Wolves defender, of course. Now here's Sacco playing it in. It almost slotted through to Kevin Doyle there, but it was cut out well by a blue shirt. There's been a goal in the Premier League already. Man United 0, Newcastle 1. James Perch with the goal for the Magpies at Old Trafford. Great start for them. There has been a couple of full times, by the way. Forest 4, Leeds 2. Great win for Nottingham Forest there. And Charlton 1, Ipswich 2. Mick McCarthy's Ipswich, who come here on Saturday, of course. The return of Mick McCarthy. Should be a great one. That's going to be live and kick by kick again, right here on the goal zone as we are this afternoon. 3 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 0. Just a reminder, by the way, Albion versus QPR, that doesn't kick off until 3:15. That game, that will be on 9:90 and 10:17 a.m. Here's Peterborough coming forward with the ball now. George Thorne on loan from West Bromwich Albion, plays it to George Boyd, now to the left-hand side. It's Dwight Gayle, shoots from just the edge of the box. The man on loan from Dagenham goes over the bar. I say on loan, he's signed a permanent deal. He'll join officially in January.
But I think, Stevie, if anybody's going to cause problems for the Wolves today, it's going to be George Boyd. He was the guy down there when we played, and he's coming from the middle of the park on them long runs, and he's got great feet. He's got a great strike on him, and he's the one that, if anybody's going to cause problems, it'll be him.
He is a great player, certainly makes Peterborough tick. Coming in from midfield, can play up front as well. It's an interesting formation that Peterborough have got, because, like I said, George Boyd can join the attack, and they've got Tomlin playing behind Gayle. They can move it to 4-3-3 when it's one of those, when move it to 4-3-3 when they're attacking, but move it back when they're defending.
Absolutely, and I think that they're moving back, and that they're defending more at the moment than they are attacking. So hopefully it's a great start for the Wolves. They've kept possession, they've created a couple of chances, so hopefully that augurs well for the remainder of the game.
That's Wolves legend Steve Daly joining us on the goal zone this afternoon with myself, Steve Herman. 4 minutes gone, it's 0-0 between Wolves and Peterborough on Boxing Day as George Boyd inside the centre circle plays it across to the right hand side to Little. Now it's back to Thorne, plays the 1-2, back into the Peterborough half it goes to Bostwick. Now across to Zakwani, the Congo international. He'll be going to the African Cup of Nations in January with them. Now it's across to the left back. Back across it goes again. Knight Percival plays it down the left hand side to Newell. Just midway through his own half here. Pennant and Henry putting the pressure on, forcing them back, and then Solbakken takes a touch as it was cleared out of play for a throw-in. Good reactions from the Norwegian.
That's a great bit of pressure by the Wolves. Peterborough being very, very patient with the ball and trying to get out of their own area, and the Wolves have just pressured them, Stevie, and got the ball back from a throw-in.
Here's Pennant by the byline at the south bank, plays it up towards the back stick. It's headed out of play by Zakwani, and it's going to go out for a corner kick to Wolves. 5 minutes gone. Good start from Wolverhampton Wanderers.
They've had a great start, mate. They've been really, really patient, Stevie, and they've played build-up football. They've passed it about. They've not been rushed, and they've created a couple of chances, and this has resulted in a corner.
Right wing corner then for Wolves. Pennant to take it at the south bank. Olejnik, the goalkeeper, sticks both hands up in the air with his white shirt, getting ready to try and pluck it out of the air, but it's away towards the edge of the 6-yard box where Johnson is. Underneath the crossbar, hits the top of the bar. May have been punched over by the goalkeeper, and it's out for a corner.
He didn't really get the contact on it, Johnson, did he? It come off the top of his head and sort of spiralled into the air a wee bit. If he'd have got a bit more power and pace on it.
Left wing corner though, which Bakary Sakho will take. Great left foot the Frenchman has got, we know that. At the south bank, puts one hand up in the air and plays it left footed. That went out of play before it came back in there. Linesman flag went straight up, and it's a goal kick. Great delivery, but disappointing on that occasion.
Great delivery, mate. He has got a great left foot, and he's so important to the team, and you need him firing on all cylinders, Steve, because he is an asset, a great asset.
Unfortunately, though, there was too much bend on that. Went out of play before it came back in. There's been a goal elsewhere. Cardiff 0, Crystal Palace 1. Top of the table clash in the Championship, that one. There's been a goal in the Premier League as well. Fulham 1, Southampton 0. Here at Molineux on Boxing Day. Wolves 0, Peterborough 0. Bottom side Peterborough, but 3 points for them. They can climb themselves out of the bottom three, so it's a big game for them. There's been a goal in League One as well. MK Dons 1, Walsall 0. Not a good start for the Saddlers. Ryan Lowe with the goal there for them. Here's the ball played through now, looking for Tomlin, but it just slotted to Kevin Foley, and he passed it back to Carl Hakimi. First time ball struck straight down the middle of the field as Zakwani heads it down. Now it's poked forward, back forward by Doumbia. Ebanks Blake putting the pressure on, wearing his long sleeve shirt. Ebanks Blake as he chased down the defender, but it's cleared by Tommy Rowe. Now here's Newell into the centre circle to Boyd. He's got space, and he's got he's going to run into that space in front of him. Tomlin now picks it up midway through the Wolves half of the field. Back to the halfway line it goes to Zakwani, the captain.
I think, Stevie, we've just seen George Boyd pick the ball up in the middle of the park. No one's picking him up at all. And I think sometimes when you've got a player like him that's playing against you, and you know that he's the one that is going to cause you problems, as soon as they get the ball, I think somebody should be linked onto him and to stop him playing, because he's just put nearly a great ball through there for the striker, and I think he's the one that's going to cause you problems, mate, without a doubt.
I was really surprised he didn't make a run for it, because he had acres of space in front of him there.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Wolves, he didn't. Played it, tried the through ball, played it back, and now it's all the way back to the goalkeeper Olejnik with this attack, as they look to come back forward down the right hand side. Good running play there by Bostwick, the defender. Did very well. Now it's down the left hand side, but that's picked out by Pennant, the ball. Good play from the man on loan from Stoke. He's down the right hand side, takes it to the byline again, tries to win the corner kick, and he does. No. Well, the referee pointed down to the corner for a second and then changed his mind at the last minute.
I thought the linesman had given a corner first off as well. But I think with George Boyd, I think he's got a free role. He's just been told to go out, create, and cause them problems. And let's get people running off you when you've got the ball. And that's what's going to happen. If we don't pick him up...
Well, 9 minutes gone. Wolves 0, Peterborough 0. It's been quite a cagey start, if you like. There's been... couple of chances, but only not even half chances really you could call.
No, not really. I think Peterborough, I think Darren Ferguson's probably said to him, go out there and stifle them and just put them under pressure and keep a rigid 4-4-2 and we'll go from there.
He looks like he's got them a little bit more disciplined than the last time we saw them at London Road, that 2-0 victory in September. As the long ball is launched from the back and it's going to be chased down by Tomlin. He's got the better of Bearer, played inside now. There's a shot from Gayle, but the save from Carl Hakimi. Great chance, best chance of the game so far to Posh.
Doesn't it? This championship, you know, on any given day, Stevie, anybody can beat anybody. And to be fair, they should have gone 1-0 up there, and just a fabulous save from Carl Hakimi.
Well, to be fair, it was. I mean, Dwight Gayle, he scored 4 goals in 5 appearances for Posh, which is why they've signed him on permanently now from Dagenham, but that's a let-off for Wolves. Now here they come down the left-hand side. Sacco trying to play the overlapping ball to Ward, who'd made the run from left-back, but it was cut out there by Mark Little. Now here's Boswick playing the ball down the right-hand side for Peterborough. They're playing it across their back 4 now. Zakwani to Knight Percival. Plenty of space for Rowe on this left-hand touchline, but doesn't use him, Knight Percival. It's picked out by Kevin Doyle. Referee got in Carl Henry's way there, and now it's Tomlin and Henry having a bit of a wrestle in the centre circle, and it's a free kick to Peterborough.
We've not really stamped out our authority on the game at the minute, Stevie. We're letting them dictate a wee bit, and we need to get the shape, get the performance right.
Looking a little bit sluggish so far. Wolves, they didn't train yesterday. They had Christmas Day off. I'm assuming they stayed off the turkey. As Alejnik plays the ball forward, but they were called into training this morning, which is interesting. They trained for a little bit ahead of the game, which is
well, sometimes that's not a bad thing. You know, you give them 24 hours off and you get them back in. They know the game's coming very, very quickly. So you get them in, get them in early, get their minds focused on the game, and you know, we just need to put our authority on the game at the moment, Stevie, and we're not doing that.
Good to hear.
But to be fair, they're getting back in numbers, and you know, they're making it quite difficult.
Yeah, every Peterborough player behind the ball at the moment, as it's just inside the Wolves half the field. Pennant takes a tumble under pressure from Newell, and it's a free kick to Wolves. Taken quickly. Good to hear the South Bank singing Carl Henry's name a few moments ago. Here he is on the ball. 250th appearance for Wolverhampton Wanderers this afternoon. The hometown boy, signed from Stoke, of course, by Mick McCarthy, one of his first signings. Here's Roger Johnson picking out a through ball. Good anticipation from the former Blues man. Here's Doyle now down the right-hand side, skipping past 3 Peterborough players, but the numbers game caught up with him in the end. The boot of the number 14 Rowe just got in his way.
They are pressuring the ball very, very well, Peterborough, Stevie. I mean, Kevin Doyle there, he's got the ball, he's got no time on it. Three defenders round him, 3 players round him, and we end up losing it. We've given possession away.
Here's Zakwani across to Boswick. Now Little just inside the Wolves half of the field, the former Wolves Academy graduate. Now it's played through, almost through there. It was a good effort by Gayle trying to slot it through to Little, who'd made the overlapping run down the right-hand side, but cut out. Now it's Pennant down the right-hand side for Wolves on this Billy right-hand side as we look at it. Back to Johnson and Bearer. He'll bring it forward, the Scotsman. 13 minutes gone, it's Wolves 0, Peterborough 0 on the goal zone on Free Radio 80s. Very shortly, QPR Albion will be kicking off on 9:90 and 10:17 a.m. on Free Radio 80s. That game delayed because of all the traffic in London. Now here's Wolves down the left-hand side. Doyle to Sacco, steps over the ball. Now takes it down towards the corner flag, gets past his marker, but just poked it too far forward, goes out for a goal kick, and he puts his hand up to apologise.
Peterborough, looking at the first 10 or 15 minutes, Peterborough are doing what we did to them down at London Road. They're pressuring the ball, they're not giving us a minute, a second on the ball, and they are putting us under pressure, and we're giving the ball away because we're under pressure.
Well, yeah, they do look like they've got their act together, because like I said, at that point at London Road, you know, we were in the middle of that 5-game winning run, but Peterborough hadn't won in 7. They look, because as I say, 3 points today, they can get out of it, so they've clawed their way back.
Oh, absolutely. With a win at Cardiff and then they beat Bolton 5, they're fighting for their lives, Stevie, and they're making a good job of it, to be fair.
Hakimi strikes the ball forward, header away by Boswick. Goes out of play on the far side, though, in front of the Steve Ball stand. Can see a few couple of Santa hats in that stand over there. It's fairly empty in that lower tier, though, of the Steve Bull stand. Now it's across to the Billy Wright stand side, the Wolves' right-hand side as we look at it. With Johnson. Now Henry, back to Johnson, and across the penalty area to Bearer. First touch wasn't great, but had no one near him, so had time to recover. Now he chips it forward, looking for the long run of Doyle. Down the left-hand side, can he keep it in play by the touchline? No, he can't. Hits it against the advertising board in frustration because it's throw-in right by the corner flag in the right-back position for Peterborough.
That's what they're making us do, Stevie. They're putting the midfield lads under pressure. Peterborough are latching onto our midfield players, and they're making us play long balls. And on a pitch like this, where it's been really heavy rain, it's just going to skid away, which it did from Kevin Doyle there. 15
minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 0. Here's Henry flicking the ball over the top of his head. Header on Doyle to Ebanks Blake. Tries to get under control down the left-hand side of the penalty area. He slips over by the byline there as he stretched for the ball. Some faint shouts of a penalty. He wasn't going to get one for that. Goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think there was a great deal of hope in that one, wasn't there?
Very much so. He, of course, scored a penalty on Friday night and scored a penalty against Peterborough back in September, but definitely wasn't going to get one for that.
No. But it is nice to see that goals are coming from other players in the team. Where a couple of months ago it was just Sacco that was scoring goals, Stevie. And now you've got Ebanks Blake and Doyle scoring goals and Sacco scoring goals. So yeah, it does share the responsibility about.
16 minutes gone. It's still Wolves 0, Peterborough 0 on the Boxing Day Goal Zone here on Free Radio 80s on DAB Digital Radio. Pleasure to be commentating for you if you've got a DAB Digital Radio for Christmas. Here's Knight Percival now at the back for Peterborough, who are looking fairly comfortable in the opening 16 minutes or so as they come forward by the halfway line. Long ball chipped up towards Gayle, but there's Johnson with a good header, arched his neck and got the powerful header away, but it's back forward by Newell. Now he's inside the box here, down the left-hand side, plays it across the 6-yard box. There's a free shot, great save by Akimi. No, it hit the underside of the crossbar and it bounced in, and it's Lee Tomlin who's opened the scoring for Peterborough. I thought that Akimi had saved his left-footed effort there on the penalty spot, but he got his hands to it, but it went underside the crossbar and into the back of the net for Peterborough. 17 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 1.
I don't know whether we think this might be too easy, Stevie, but the lad on the left wing has got the ball into his feet. He's gone past Kevin Foley, put it across, and the lad has it's come back at just probably by the penalty spot, and the lad's hit it with his left foot. And how Akimi got an hand to it, I just don't know. I really don't know. But we look a little bit as if we're just going to wait for things to happen, and they ain't going to happen. You've got to make them happen yourself, and at the moment we're not doing that.
No, I have to say
we seem to be happy playing in front of them. We're not trying to get behind them.
Well, this is now a good test for Wolves. Peterborough have got the first warning shot. Lee Tomlin getting the goal, and you have to say Peterborough probably deserve it. They've had most of the possession.
I think they do. I think they're playing a really cagey game, you know. They're playing it across the back four. They're making us come out. They're making us put players forward, and then getting in behind us. And it was a great bit of play for the goal.
Well, Wolves have got to go for it now.
Absolutely.
There's been a goal in League One as well as Pennant comes in field. MK Dons 1, Walsall 1. Sadler's getting back in that goal. Fabian Brandy with the goal. Here's Foley. Now Doumbia down the right-hand side. Drags it back by the touchline here, right in front of us. Pennant trying to slot it through to Sacco on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Lays it back to Foley. First time cross. Hits the defender. Goes out for a throw-in. Right by the corner flag, and the Wolves fans trying to encourage the team. They're 1-0 down after 18 minutes here at Molineux. Tomlin getting the goal as Pennant skips past the full-back there. He was tackled by Rowe and Newell, combination of the two, and it's a free kick in a good position here down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Good opportunity for the left foot of Sacco.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you want Sacco on the ball here now, just to whip the ball in.
And he's going across to take this one, the Frenchman Sacco. He's just asking the referee in the linesman whereabouts is it. Puts it about 5 yards inside from the touchline. Almost level with the right-hand angle of the penalty area.
If he zips this in, Stevie, you've got every chance that it's going to come off somebody's backside, somebody's shin or whatever.
Well, we saw it happen for Marlon King's own goal against Blues, and he's going to swing it in powerfully. Up towards the back stick it goes, but padded away with both hands Olejnik, and it's cleared by Peterborough down the right-hand side. Stinging effort for the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, it's a great ball in, mate. We've just got nobody on the end, but you'd expect somebody like Roger Johnson to go in there. But whether they're thinking, well, if he's going to whip it in, it might come off somebody. You need to get in there with it.
He was just aiming for the back post, maybe a bit too high for the goalkeeper. It was good height for him. As Peterborough clear it down the left-hand side, and the Wolves fans getting a little bit frustrated as Tomlin, the goal scorer, plays it down the left-hand side, and Gayle is in acres of space down the left-hand side of the penalty area, cuts it back from the byline, aiming for Boyd. It's played out of play by Bearer for a corner to Peterborough.
They look, Stevie, a lot more composed than we do, and they are playing the better football. We look as though we're playing because we've got to prove something. Just be patient and play the game and carry the game to them.
The Posh fans in that quadrant in the new stand colours stand shouting "Come on Borough" as they get ready to take this left wing corner in front of the stand colours. Chipped up towards the back post, header away by Johnson, putting his body on the line there. It's knocked back forward by Little, header away by Wolves. Loose ball picked up by a blue shirt first. Now Gayle down the right-hand side will collect it by the touchline. Acres of space to drive the cross in. Laces first. Flicked on header with his back to goal from Boyd, and it goes wide. Creative.
Well, absolutely, with a little bit at 6s and 7s, Stevie. They've come out, they've been composed, they've played properly, they've played the right way, they've had the back four, they've kept possession, they've brought us out, and we just look as though we're a little bit lost at the minute. We don't really know what we're doing at the moment. Just got to be patient, play through that period.
20 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 1 on the goal zone. Tomlin getting the goal after 17 minutes for Posh, and they have certainly looked in control, the Championship's bottom side. Like we said there, they have been in good form, beating Cardiff and Bolton. They're no mugs.
Oh, not at all, Stevie. They've got the results because they've deserved them. They've gone to Cardiff, who are top of the league, and come away with 3 points. That takes them into the Bolton game, and they were winning there. Was it 2 or 3-0?
Still there.
And ended up 5-4, but they got the 3 points. So they're going to come here, mate, on the back of 6 points, thinking and believing they can take it to 9 points in 3 games.
From a Wolves perspective, though, still though, it's still one of those that you would expect that Wolves should be getting.
Absolutely.
If you want to head toward, if you want to, be up there with the promoted teams.
And as I said, it's a great opportunity to go out of 2012 into 2013 with, winning 5 out of 6.
Absolutely. Here's Little, loads of space again down this right-hand side this time. He's jockeying here with Stephen Ward. Goes one way, then the other. He's inside the box now, Mark Little. Takes it to the byline. Comes off the foot of Ward, and it's a corner kick. Peterborough are really piling on the pressure on Wolves here, and as you said, Steve, they look 6s and 7s. Wolves all over the place.
We're not settled at the moment. I mean, because they're putting us under pressure when we've got the ball. When they've got the ball, they're keeping it. They look as though they're a team playing right up the top of the league.
Right wing corner for Peterborough United then, in front of the stand colours stand. It's going to be swung in right-footed. It's driven with the laces up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flashes over everybody's heads there, and that's going to go out for a Peterborough throw-in. Must have touched Wolves defender on its way out for that throw-in on this near side. We've played 23 minutes now, almost to the midway point of the first half, and it's Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. QPR versus Albion should have kicked off now at Loftus Road. That's on 9:90 and 10:17 a.m. It has kicked off with Tom Ross and Tony Bomber Brown. Ball down the right-hand side, swung in low, but it's cleared away by Wolves. Now helped away by Stephen Ward up towards Ebank's blade, but knocked back forward by Bostwick there in towards the penalty area. Kevin Foley being a bit hesitant there, clears it over his head in the end towards Pennant, who just gets a finger in the face. It was a stray arm just swung into his face there, and it's a free kick to Wolves, taken quickly. Wolves fans urging them on. Bit of frustration in the voices of the fans in the South Bank there. Sacco down the left-hand side to Ward. Back in field to Sacco now. And across to Henry. Foley wants it on the right-hand side, but Henry turns the other way, goes to Doumbia. Now Ward on the left-hand touchline, midway through the Peterborough half of the field. Henry has it now, near the halfway line. Across to Johnson. He'll come forward. Plays the ball into the feet of Ebank's Flake, tries to hold off his marker, use his body strength, but he's edged away there. Caught Thorne, and Peterborough win it back. They really are holding a deep line when they get back in numbers, but here's Doyle though. They've given the ball away though. Down the right-hand side, Doyle goes to the touchline, wins a corner kick. He did well there, out of nothing. Kevin Doyle wins a corner.
You're looking at that when Doyle was going out there defenders, Steve. They've got 6 against 2. They've got 6 defenders against 2 attackers, and we just don't look. We don't look as though we're at the game. It looks to me as though we're a little bit impatient. We're looking too. We look as though we want to score too quickly. If that, I don't hope that doesn't sound daft, but we seem to be pushing it a little bit too hard, and just play yourselves into the game.
Well, let's see what they can do with this corner. Jermaine Pennant will take it in front of the South Bank, swings it in high up towards the back post. Johnson gets a header, but not a good enough connection. Bearer helps it back forward. Player gone down inside the 6-yard box. Plenty of bodies there. The referee's going in to have a closer look, and as he goes in to look, he can see that Bobby Olejnik, the Posh goalkeeper, has got the ball in his arms. There was loads of players there down on the floor.
I didn't really see what happened, to be honest with you. I really didn't.
Well, that was why the referee crouched down to have a closer look. There was 4 or 5, most of them blue shirts, you have to say, but a couple of old gold shirts. And then when it all came away, the crowd, Bobby Olejnik had the ball in his arms, and the referee did nothing about it. There's been a goal in the Premier League. Man United 1, Newcastle 1, as Tomlin miscontrols it. It's passed back towards Hakimi. It's cleared away by Carl Hakimi, then a strong header away by Knight Percival. Back into the arms of Carl Hakimi here at the Molineux. 25 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. There's been a goal elsewhere as well. Bolton 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1 in the Championship. Bolton, who of course were involved in that 9-goal thriller with Peterborough last weekend. Posh winning it 5-4 in the end. At the moment they're leading 1-0 here at Molineux, Posh. Here's Kevin Doyle down the right-hand side, and Pennant's just been taken out there by Tommy Rowe, but goes away. I think you saw that better than me, Steve.
We don't look at the game. We don't look as though we're at the races, Stevie, to be fair. They look as though, and I'm not being disrespectful, they look as though they want it more than we do. They look as though they're fighting for their lives, and they've had the confidence off the back of the last 2 games. That's rightly got them in front, because they're playing the better the football, they're putting us under pressure, they're patient, and they're creating situations. And we look as though, we don't know really what we're doing.
Ward with the left-footed clearance down the left-hand side. Now Henry looking to take control of the bouncing ball. Ward back to him. Hits it against Boyd and goes out for a throw-in. Throws it back to Christoph Bearer on the edge of his own penalty area here. Here's Johnson. He'll come forward now. Pennant back to Johnson. Into the feet of Doyle. Flicks it over his head, and Tonga Dumbia's made a run across here to the right-hand side. Pennant flicks it back to the Mali international. But Dumbia just got the ball dispossessed from George Thorne. Now they're battling for it in the corner. Did well though, Tonga Dumbia.
Yeah,
George
really
Thorne took a touch and he went out for a throw into Wolves. Taken quickly to Foley. Left-footed ball, looking to get it in there for the overlapping run of Doyle, but Knight Percival got his head onto it. Back to Olejnik it goes.
But Kevin Foley there, Steve, he's come inside from the right-back position, and it is, if it goes over their defender's head, it goes straight to the keeper. It was a bit of a hit and out ball, wasn't it, really, to be fair?
Well, Wolves are struggling for ideas, aren't they, in this first
We
half?
are at the moment, because they're getting back in numbers, and to be fair play to Darren Ferguson in the way he's approached the game. He's just said, let's go out there and frustrate them, and they're certainly doing that. And when we get the ball, be patient, we get a break, we take the chance, and that's exactly what they've done.
Well, he has got it in his genes, Darren Ferguson, that tactical nous from his dad, Sir Alex, who they're drawing 1-1 against Newcastle at Old Trafford at the moment. Here's Tonga Dumbia bombing forward with those long legs of his, the Mali international. Goes from the halfway line to just on the edge of the penalty area and wins a free kick.
I can't see why he doesn't do more of that. He's strong, he's quick, he's fit, he's aggressive, and box to box, he should be doing more of that, because it can create chances for us.
Now this is a good opportunity again for the left foot of Bakary Sakho. It's about 25 yards back from the byline, level with the right-hand angle of the penalty area, so it's quite wide, but it's still a good opportunity for a shot here at goal.
It certainly is. It is a bit wide, but it's a great chance. It's a great opportunity.
I mean, you won't put it past him to. He's confident enough to shoot, but there are plenty of options in the box. He swings it up towards the back stick, and well, he's caught in two minds there between a shot and a cross.
Yeah,
He's got too much power there. Goes out for a goal kick. That was disappointing, Steve.
It certainly was, mate. Yeah, it's an opportunity for us to try and get a goal, and we've wasted it. Really, it was neither here nor there ball.
Well, we did say he had the confidence to shoot, but and he had the options to cross. He kind of did neither. Here's the ball down the left-hand side. Tommy Rowe coming forward for Peterborough, looking to get a second goal, and it's played in towards Newell, who set up that first goal, but Foley was there with a crucial touch, just toe poked it back to the goalkeeper.
Absolutely. Do you know when they're attacking, Stevie, they get more players forward than we do. They really do. They've just had 4 against 5 there, and they've created a chance there, and they're playing little dinky balls through the defenders between the centre halves.
And the other thing as well, how quickly they get players back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, but that
crossfield ball's just gone out of play for a throw.
You can hear the fans now, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, getting a little bit restless. Just got to be patient, and we've got to try and turn it round. But they get back in numbers. They're doing to us what we did to them, Steve, down at London Road. They're defending in numbers, they're attacking in numbers, they're creating chances, they're getting behind us, and hopefully we'll do to them what they did to us in the second half.
There's not too much Christmas cheer here. Molineux half an hour gone, Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. Wolves at the moment suffering from a bit of a hangover from Christmas Day. Not that I'm suggesting they had a tipple yesterday. Here's the ball midway through the Peterborough half of the field. Tongo Doumbia just stopped in his tracks though. They're just defending in numbers, every single Peterborough player in their own half at the moment. Now Foley on the right hand side plays it forward to Pennant, turns to face goal now, bombs forward towards the Peterborough goal, into the feet of Ebanks Blake, just facing away, and he's given it to a blue shirt. Now here's Tomlin. Could be a counter-attack for Peterborough United here. Boyd was the man who picked it up, and he's played the 1-2 with Tomlin. Boyd down the left-hand side, bombing forward with purpose. Plays the ball towards the back post, but it's cleared away by Bearer. It was a very laboured, lazy clearance from Christoph Bearer, but Ebanks Blake back defending has won the ball back. Made up for that mistake earlier on, but then he played the ball forward to, again, a blue shirt, and it's back with Peterborough.
I think we're trying to give the fans something to cheer about, Stevie, and we're forcing the situation, we're forcing the issue. We don't have to do that. Let's get our players in their positions they're supposed to be playing, because we're all over the place at the moment. Let's get them where they're supposed to be playing, and let's play to their strengths.
Sports legend Steve Daly joining us on the goal zone this afternoon. It's been a frustrating afternoon so far. 31 minutes gone, Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. There's been another goal in League 1. MK Dons 1, Walsall 2, come from behind the Saddlers. And Stevenage 1, Coventry 0. Not so good for the Sky Blues. There's been a goal in the Premier League as well. Man United 1, Newcastle 2. Sounds like a good one at Old Trafford there. Here's Sacco taking advantage of a rare slip from Peterborough in this first half. Down the left-hand side, he's by the touchline here, looking to attack the south bank. Just loses control of it a little bit, but gets the ball back. Couple of good tackles from the Frenchman. Now Henry. Just his options being cut off here by Peterborough, and the Wolves fans really getting frustrated. Here's Doumbia now, gives the ball away. He gets the sliding challenge in though. It's a great sliding challenge with his long legs. Sacco now down the left hand side, tries to play it in quickly, but it hits the backside of a defender. It's cleared back towards Carl Henry, and Lee Tomlin, his fellow number 8, fouls him. Carl Henry just pointing out some instructions to Sacco there.
From their dead ball line to the just 2 yards outside the 18-yard box, they've got 8 defenders in there, Stevie. They have come here today, and they mean business. They certainly mean business, mate.
Well, they've nicked a goal, and like I said, their defence is really leaky, but at the moment it's proving very resolute.
Absolutely, and they're forcing us into making errors. They're putting the ball under pressure.
Well, they're having a bit of a meeting here, the Wolves players. There's 5 of them standing around this ball for this free kick, which is to the left of the D, but about 30 yards back. Quite a distance. Jermaine Pennant is standing over it. Roger Johnson shaking his head, not looking too happy. There's been a bit of an argument over who should take this free kick here. Carl Henry is standing by the side of the ball. Pennant with his arms on his hips. Now Henry walks away, everyone walks away apart from Jermaine Pennant. 4-man wall in his way, strikes it, too high, too wide, and it's out for a goal kick. Wolves fans just waiting for anything, something
just
to excite them.
Just a spark, that's what they're waiting for, and it's not coming. And to be fair, Steve, you've got to give Peterborough credit for that, because they are frustrating us to high heaven, mate. They really, really are.
We can, here now, Alejnik taking his time over the goal kick. The team that started the day bottom of the championship, wasting time already with 12 minutes to go to half-time, but they lead by 1-0, and all credit to them, they do deserve it. I hate to say it, but they do.
Well, what's that terminology? Is it park the bus, is it? Yeah, well, they've certainly done that, but they've certainly come out and attacked and played.
Well, we did say they're a team that are end-to-end, and we thought they could be open, but defensively they've not been, but they've shown plenty of attacking now as well.
They certainly have, mate. Yeah, it's just a great all-round performance from them.
Playing the ball around the back four at the moment. Zakwani put on his backside by Ebanks-Blake, but he got the clearance in. Now Tomlin, the goal scorer, trying to play down the right-hand side as Ward takes a tumble over the foot of Mark Little, goes out of play for a throw-in to Peterborough. Now it's across to the far side. All the way back to the goalkeeper now, though, from the halfway line, back to Alejnik. And he plays it out of play for a throw-in on the halfway line on the Wolves' right-hand side as Solbakken comes out, arms folded in his grey jacket. Not happy at all, he will not be pleased. There's been another goal in League One. MK Dons 2, Walsall 2. Dean Bowdish with the goal for MK Dons there. Sounds like a good game at Stadium MK. Not so much so far here at Molineux on the goal zone. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. Here's Newell on the centre circle, bombing forward though, on his own at the moment. He's making a run inside the box here. Johnson takes a tumble, just dives his body on the ball, got anything in the way, and well, it was unorthodox, but it worked. But how Joe Newell got from the edge of the centre circle into the box, I do not know.
Well, to be fair, Steve, it has
throw in into Sacco, turns his marker inside the box here using his body strength. He was pulled there, but well, the referee says Sacco was pulling Mark Little, so it's a free kick to Peterborough. Got himself into a very similar position that he did for the penalty that he won at Blackpool on Friday night, where he was getting his shirt pulled, but this time it was a decision in the opposite way.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But we just look so. We don't look as though we're at the races, mate, to be honest with you. We need somebody to take the game by the scruff of the neck and get hold of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one is being stand up and counting. The Wolves fans whistling and booing Bobby Alejnik, because he has been taking his time over his set pieces and goal kicks. And we're only 37 minutes gone in this game. Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. There's been a goal in the Premier League. Norwich 0, Chelsea 1. And in the Championship, Barnsley 0, Birmingham 1. That game is on 11:52 a.m. Here though, on DAB Digital Radio, on Free Radio 80s, it's Wolves 0, Peterborough 1. 38 minutes gone. On the halfway line inside the centre circle, Boyd just quick turn of feet, skips past Ebanks-Blake and Doyle like they weren't even there, made him look right silly.
And he'd love to play that position. He's a great player. He's got two great feet, and he likes to play the game. And he's give him a free roll, mate, and he'll cause you problems. And that's what he's doing today. He's not picking anybody up, Stevie. He's just getting the ball, and he's just, when they haven't got the ball, he's just covering the space.
Here's Pennant on the halfway line. Bit of a Cruyff turn to cut in field towards the edge of the centre circle. Now across to the left-hand side to Stephen Ward. Plays it down, tries to go inside the fullback to Little, to Sacco, but unfortunately Little was there and he's bombing forward now. Cuts in field towards the centre circle, but Carl Henry with a brilliant tackle just took it off his foot and then dinks the ball over the top to Doyle on his chest here. Great movement by Wolves for once. Tries to play it forward to Carl Henry again, who made the run forward, but It's been cut out by the Peterborough defence. There's a glimmer of hope of a good chance there from Wolves, but Tongo Doumbia has been dispossessed. It's 3 against 3 now for Peterborough. Joe Newell coming forward. He's got support from Tomlin to his left. He's not used him yet, though, inside the box. Johnson dives on his back again to block it. It's cleared by Foley. Straight to George Thorne, though. 19 yards out. He's inside the box now. Tomlin down the left-hand side. Comes in onto his right foot. Now Thorne on the edge of the D. It's played through. Tomlin now on his own on the left-hand side of the box. Cuts it back, but there's Roger Johnson. And now Pennant will clear it away. It's gone end-to-end. Wolves fans booing because that was a poor passage of play. But here comes Doyle. Might turn it into cheers now as he comes forward. Goes on a mazy run. Ebanks Blake inside the box. Shoots! It's just tipped over the bar, is it, by Olejnik? Corner kick to Wolves. End-to-end stuff here at Molineux.
Absolutely, mate. That's the way you want to see a game. But Peterborough there were for the movement forward, Steve, was absolutely fantastic, mate. Absolutely. But they're only going to get that situation when they've got bodies forward, and we're not getting bodies forward. We seemed as though we're scared to play.
Well, this game has been kicked into life here at Molineux. Wolves starting to come to life a little bit. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Right wing corner at the South Bank. Pennant puts his hand up and then takes it right-footed. Chips it in towards the near post. Johnson with a header. Olejnik with a punch. Swung back in by Johnson. Ward! Oh, saved by the knees of the goalkeeper. And it's out for a corner. Great chance for Wolves. Best chance of the game so far for them.
Absolutely. You've got to say... And people are thinking, this isn't going to be our day, mate. It really isn't going to be our day.
Feels like it.
We've created that situation because we've had a corner and we've got bodies forward. If you get bodies forward, Stevie, you're going to create something and you've got more of a chance of scoring.
Well, here's another corner, right wing corner again at the South Bank. Flashes past every old gold shirt in the box, but there wasn't much pace on it, so it's going to be picked up on the far side by Sacco. Pennant now takes his place inside the area. Now it's driven across goal by Sacco. What power that was, but it was saved low at his near post by Olejnik. That would have stung.
Absolutely, mate. You know what we said when we was playing early season, like all the stuff we're on top and giving all the pressure. It's just totally the opposite now, mate. We started to create, and it's not just going to be our day at the moment, mate, I'll tell you.
Another corner, 3 in quick succession. Sacco takes it from the left-hand side at the South Bank, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed down low inside the box. It hit a Peterborough player on the line and bounced into the arms of the goalkeeper. Unbelievable.
I've not been funny, we could be 3-1 up.
Just in the last 3 minutes, we really could be. It feels like someone's flicked a switch and Wolves have come to life.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. They just needed a spark, and hopefully we've got that spark now.
Well, 4 minutes to go to half-time. It is still 1-0 to Peterborough, but Wolves with 3 great chances in the last 3 minutes. One half cleared off the line there. Sacco with a driving shot as well, and Ebanks Blake, which was the move that started it all, firing it towards Olejnik's goal. But, I mean, he's made a great couple of saves. Stephen Ward as well, he saved that effort.
The Peterborough goalkeeper, Stevie, has been doing what Carl Hakimi was doing at the start of the season. He was making fantastic saves.
He's keeping his side in the game at the moment as Pennant drives forward. Great tackle by Joe Newell on Pennant. And now Thorne plays it forward. Tomlin, Thorne, across to the halfway line. Little now down the right-hand side. Plays it down towards Gayle. Just turns away towards the edge of the box. Cuts it back into Boyd. Does a nice little drag back to face goal. It was a bit of a Maradona turn from Boyd. He's showboating now. Here he is back on the ball again. Chips it across to the left-hand side to Tommy Rowe. Cuts in field onto his right foot, Tommy Rowe now, and will shoot right-footed, and it's low into the bottom right-hand corner. Peterborough have extended their lead. Wolves have had a good couple of chances in the last few minutes, but they didn't take them, and Peterborough have. 43 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 2.
Stevie, if the guy's gone 20 yards with the ball, he's run 20 yards at the Wolves defence, and if you don't put him under pressure, mate, you ain't going to win the ball. And nobody's put him under pressure, nobody's gone to him. He's had a free run of 20 yards and he's curled it right into the bottom corner.
Well, Rowe is a left footer by trade, but that was with his right foot, curled it into the bottom right hand corner. But like you said, Steve, he just strolled in towards the edge of the penalty area.
Absolutely. We're just not at the game today, mate. We really are not at the game.
Real frustrating.
We're all over the place, and it really is frustrating.
After a great win at Blackpool on Friday night, I think Wolves fans, and 3 wins in 4, Wolves fans were expecting a lot more than they've seen so far.
And as we've said, it was a fabulous... We knew what they were going to do. We knew what they're fighting for their lives. They've had 2 great results against Cardiff and Bolton, and we've won 3 and 4. So we should be taking the game to them, and they've turned it round and they've took the game to us. And to be fair, mate, you can't knock them for being 2-0 in front, because they've played it exceptionally well.
Wolves have got this game back underway then, and they've got a mountain to climb to get anything out of it. Minute and a half to go to half time. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2. Here's Johnson to Ward down the left hand side. Now Doumbia. Ward's made a run again down the left. Doumbia picks him out. Great ball down the left hand side. Now Ward will play it in quickly. Goes out of play for a throw in right by the corner flag on that far side where the south bank meets the steep ball stand.
As Stephen Ward's going to cross that ball, Stevie, there's a player on him, and the player's made a tackle. We're not doing that. We're letting them cross the ball. We're not defending in numbers. We're a little bit all over the park at the moment, mate.
Stephen Ward goes to take a throw in. He thought it was his throw in, but it went out for a Peterborough throw, says the referee and linesman. Yeah, as you say, I mean, Stolar Solbach, and he says that because there was obviously on the winless run, there was all this argument, all these reports about the players not liking the system, which was rubbish, and it's been a bit brighter since then. But the one thing that came out was this thing about zonal marking. I remember Stolar Solbach saying, we don't do zonal marking, it's zonal defending. They don't mark zonally. Is that what you think they're doing? Are they just marking in their zones and afraid to attack a player?
Well, if they are at the minute, they're in the wrong zone. Because I'm not being funny, mate. If you're defending from a corner or a free kick, you stay with your man, and when the ball comes in, if it's there to head it, you head it. I just don't understand the zonal situation, the zonal marking or a zonal area or whatever. If the ball's there to win it, go and win it.
Well, we've got 2 minutes of added time in this first half, and Wolves were on the attack there, but Carl Henry's diagonal ball was picked out by Mark Little. Now George Boyd has been spinning around the Wolves midfield again, and he's won a free kick here. He's been a real key to the Peterborough attack so far.
He's a good player. He's a really, really good player. And I think he's given him the free roll and said, go out and create for the first 25, 30 minutes. And that's exactly what he's done, Stevie. But when we haven't got the ball, when they haven't got the ball, he fills in a space. He makes a forward across the middle, and he just fills in space. He's not picking anybody up, but he'll kill that space for you. But when he gets the ball, he can punish you.
He is magic, and he's played the ball down the right-hand side to Gayle, who's looked lively as well in this game. Wins a throw-in on the far side, level with the edge of the Wolves penalty area on that steep ball stand side. We've almost played the 2 minutes of added time here. As Peterborough play it back towards the halfway line, they'll be more than happy to take their 2-goal lead in at half-time.
Oh, they certainly will. Certainly will.
Just playing keep ball at the moment, like it's a training ground game. Here's Boyd again, showboating by the touchline. Just went out of play though. Was that an offside flag? Might have been up against. Yeah, it was offside flag up against Tomlin. Free kick taken quickly. Henry plays it across to Foley. There goes the half-time whistle, and there's the boos on Boxing Day at half-time. Wolves are behind by 2-0. Tomlin on 17 minutes, and then it was Rowe making it even worse on 43. Before that, Wolves had just about come back into the game. They showed a bit of life, had a good couple of chances, but they've been made to pay for not taking them, Steve.
Absolutely, yeah. When it was 1-0, Steve, I think we had 3 corners and we had 3 great opportunities to score. And it's come off the backsides of people, it's come off their shins, and we've not struck the ball 100%. And to be fair, they've gone down and they've scored a second goal. 15-20 minutes and see where you go.
Well, interestingly, it's Stephen Ward who's gone off, and Bjorn Sigurdsson is the man that comes off. So it's going to be a tactical change somewhere for Wolves, I'd imagine. Stolar Solbach and going for it in this second half. Stephen Ward off, Bjorn Sigurdsson, the man to come on. So we'll, once they've lined up, we'll have a look at the formation. But both sides are out for the second half here on the Goal Zone on Free Radio 80s, on DAB Digital Radio. Thanks very much for joining us on that, and also Wolves players, Wolves player, wherever you are listening on the internet around the world. Thanks very much for taking your time out on Boxing Day to listen to us. We can only apologise that it's been grim listening so far, but hopefully the second 45 minutes will be something to cheer about as the referee gets this game back underway. Wolves attacking from right to left, defending the south bank, attacking the north bank. We're in the Billy Wright stand. On the far side, it's the Steve Bull stand. Peterborough kicking things off in their blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. Wolves in the old gold, of course, as Tongo Doumbia heads it away from the left back position. Here's Pennant, who is on the left hand side at the moment. Here's Doumbia playing it in field by the edge of the centre circle. Doumbia took a knock there off Tomlin, bit of a stray arm going in. Now it's across the right hand side. Foley caught in possession here by Newell. Plays it all the way back to Carl Hakimi. Wolves really need to start.
They do. He's gone three at the back, Stevie, with Johnson, Berra and Foley, and he's got Doumbia just sitting in front of them, and he's got Pennant wide on the left and Sigurdsson wide on the right, and he has got to go for it. He's got to get players forward, and he looks as though he's put Sacco further, a bit more in the middle.
Well, let's see if Sacco can do what his fellow number 10 George Boyd has been doing. George Boyd has been pulling the strings in the middle of the park, so let's see if Sacco can do the same. Here's Foley on the right hand side for Wolves. Minute and a half gone in the second half here on the Goal Zone on Free Radio 80s with myself, Steve Herman, and Wolves legend Steve Daly. Carl Henry playing the ball with the outside of his right boot to Pennant on this left hand side. Now back to Henry on the halfway line inside the centre circle to Doumbia. Comes forward with a bit of space. Opens up though, and he's given the ball away to George Boyd. Now the ball played down the left hand side. Tomlin, he's got Johnson for pace here. Down the left hand side of the penalty area he goes, waiting for some support. Waits for Boyd but doesn't use him. Now Tomlin tries to slot it low into the bottom right hand corner, but it's straight into the bread basket of Carl Hakimi.
We've let him get a shot off there, Stevie. No one's put him under pressure, and we just let him shoot. Now if he makes a great connection with that, you know, we're in trouble.
Again, it was like the Tommy Rowe goal, everyone backed off.
Absolutely, and you look at Peterborough now, mate, they are back in numbers 1, 2, 3.
Berra up towards Ebanks Blake, who takes a tumble inside the penalty area, battling with Zakwani, but the goalkeeper Oleshnik takes over and the referee doesn't give a penalty, which some fans in the South Bank wanted. Again, it was hopeful.
Clutching at straws, mate.
Very much so on that opportunity. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2. Can Wolves fight their way back in the game? You'll find out right here on the Goal Zone. Pennant deep in the midfield for Wolves. Now here's Doumbia to Henry. Plays it across the right hand side to Foley. Sigurdsson to Sacco, back heel on the halfway line. Sigurdsson comes in field, now the Icelandic striker. He's going to chase this loose ball now down the right hand side, using plenty of pace, not showing any signs of that thigh injury that forced him to miss the Blackpool game. Wins a throw in. Sigurdsson in field now, inside the box, skips past two Peterborough players, gets it back to Sacco on the right hand side here. He's going to swing it in towards goal, up towards the back post, but it's plucked out of the air by Olejnik.
But you see, I mean, Sigurdsson's come on and he's gone straight at the defender straight away, Steve. And isn't it amazing what happens when you push people forward and you get more players, you get bodies forward?
Well, there's not been too much of an atmosphere here on Boxing Day. I said normally the atmosphere is pretty good for Boxing Day games. However, the Wolves fans just haven't really had much to cheer about.
Certainly haven't. Performance has been very, very poor, and we've won 3 out of 4 games coming into today, Steve, and you'd think we'd have been buoyant. They've won the last 2 games, and they're definitely buoyant. They believe they can come here and take 3 points, mate. Definitely. And at the moment, they look as like they're going to do it.
Absolutely, they lead by 2-0 after 50 minutes here at Molineux. Both goals coming in the first 45. Here's Doumbia now, just inside his own half, using his long legs to power forward down the right-hand side. He's got down the right-hand side of the penalty area now, Doumbia. Doing really well, gets the cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared. Only as far as Sacco. The first touch was really poor, though, and it's allowed a Peterborough player to come in and clear. Here's Pennant, though, wins it back down the left-hand side to Sacco. He's in space here, down the left. Takes too much time, but wins the ball back. Cuts in field, onto his right foot, shoots. It's bobbled all over the place. Pennant on the edge of the D, drags it wide of the goal. And there's one chance gone for Wolves, but a bit of encouragement there.
Absolutely, we've had more possession, Stevie, and created more chances since the start of the second half than we did all the first half, because we're getting bodies forward, we're getting players forward. Sacco's gone into the middle, Pennant's on the left, Sigurdsson's on the right, we've got 3 at the back, Doombeer's in front of those, and we look a different team. We look an absolutely different team.
Still, though, 2 goals down here at Molineux. Wolves got it all to do in this second half. Let's hope they can fight back in as Doombeer picks out the ball here, plays it across to the right-hand side to Foley. Wolves coming forward as the full moon just creeps over the top of the steep ball stand on the far side. Sigurdsson with a step over, takes it down the right on the touchline, wins a throw-in for Wolves. And there's a player gone down for Peterborough, so he's going to get treatment before Wolves take this throw-in. It's 2-0 to Peterborough after 51 minutes at Molineux. Goals elsewhere. Everton 1, Wigan 0, and Sunderland 1, Man City 0. Of course, alongside me is Steve Daly, former Wolves and Man City player.
That's not a good result at the minute at Sunderland.
It's not a good result for both of your former teams.
Absolutely,
so far
mate,
at the moment. Unfortunately not. Player still down on the far side, getting some treatment. That gives me a chance to tell you that you can react to the action after the final whistle. Wolves fan lines are open until 5:30 because the Villa Spurs game. 0330 66 00 999 is the number that gets you through to Tom Ross. Also 87867 is the text. At the Goal Zone on Twitter, or you can go onto Facebook, search for the Goal Zone with Tom Ross. But the phone number 0330 66 00 999. You can get your calls into the Goal Zone and react to the action after the final whistle. It's George Thorne, the man on loan from Albion, who's gone off. Albion should be getting their second half underway in the next few minutes or so, because that was a delayed kick-off. 3:15 it kicked off at Loftus Road. Albion leading by 1-0 there on 9:90 and 10:17 a.m. Here's Doombeer now inside the centre circle. Pennant, Henry, the Wolves skipper, plays it back now to Bearer, across to Johnson on the halfway line. 53 minutes gone here at Molineux. Long ball played forward by Johnson. Up in the air goes Doyle. Ebanks Blake battling for it. Doyle might get the bounce down, but Zakwani was there first. Here's Doombeer now, 35 yards out. First touch again was off, and he goes to a blue shirt. Here's Tomlin. Plays it across to Rowe. The 2 goal scorers for Peterborough combining, but Rowe just slips over on the touchline, goes out for a throw-in on the halfway line for Wolves.
Steve, I don't know what you think, mate, but I think we're a totally different team after the first 45 minutes.
Well, they've certainly had a kick at the backside, I'd imagine, from Stella Solbakken.
Absolutely.
Ebanks Blake, unfortunately, though, gives it away. They're still making a few silly mistakes there.
Yeah, he's not under pressure there, Stevie, as well. He's just got to get the ball back to to Christophe Berra.
Ebanks Blake scored 2 goals. Should have got a hat-trick on Friday night, if he's honest with himself. But that was a good win at Blackpool. Unfortunately, though, it's not working out here. Peterborough leading by 2-0, and Gayle just getting ahead of the Johnson there on the edge of the penalty area. Now he wins it back by the byline, but nobody's in there for Peterborough. Akimi able to take it into his stomach and bowls it straight out to Kevin Foley. Now Sigurdsson tried to turn his marker, but he ran into a blue shirt. Now here's Tomlin, he'll shoot. Hits Johnson, appeals for handball against Johnson, but nothing given. Now Carl Henry doing a Cruyff turn inside his area here, the defensive midfielder. Gets it to Pennant, who's saying he's being pulled and pushed all over the place. Wins a free kick. Linesman gave that in the end. In the left-back position for Wolves. 54 minutes gone. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2. Here's Foley. Back to Johnson. Now across to Henry, just inside his own half here, Carl Henry. Down the left-hand side, inside the full-back. Sacco lets it run past him, and well, he's won a throw-in there. He was a bit lucky. He wins the throw-in and takes it. Unfortunately, though, Kevin Doyle passed it straight back into the hands of Bakary.
To be fair, I'm not being funny. It wasn't the best throwing I've seen in my career, to be honest with you. He's thrown it at him, but above his chest, you know. And mate, give him something he can control.
Goes out for a throw into Peterborough then. Pennant, though, wins it back. Across to Sigurdsson. Now Foley. Down the right-hand side, back to the Icelandic striker. Takes it to the byline, and that's a high cross, almost hits the windows of... Well, I thought he was going to hit the windows of WV1 there.
He's done the hard work, Stevie, in getting there. It's just a delivery.
Yep, goes out for a goal kick, high and wide cross there, unfortunately. Although he has looked to good outlets, Sigurdsson.
He's done really well. He's done really well, and it's just a totally different team that's come out for the second half than that played the first half. We look as though we've got a little bit of belief in ourselves.
56 minutes gone. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2. Full moon looking on over Molineux. It's grey and dreary though. The Wolves are definitely not howling at the moment, but still time to get back in this game for Wolves. Only 56 minutes gone.
Well, the first half, Steve, we were doing all the chasing, trying to get the ball back. We've got them doing that a little bit at the moment.
Here's Bearer, left-footed ball down the left-hand side to Doyle. Tries to spin round his marker Boswick, but gets the foot in, goes out for a throw-in. Pennant will take this one. And it's a good height for Doyle this time. Pennant comes in field now from the left-hand touchline. Across the penalty area he goes. Plays it across to Foley, first time cross to the right foot. Ebanks Blake with the header. Doyle slips on the left-hand side of the penalty area, but redeems himself to pick it up by the touchline. Now back to Bearer again. Here's Pennant with a bit of a cheeky flick, but a bit too cheeky. Needed to be simple there. Bearer, poor pass, and Carl Henry goes in with a steaming challenge. Didn't shy away from that.
That was a great tackle. Great tackle. We got possession back from it.
Had to time it right as well, Carl Henry. We saw against Brighton, he got sent off for a
he really did. It was timed to perfection, to be fair.
Here's Ebanks Blake now to Sigurdsson. Now Pennant lets it roll through his legs, and Carl Henry will pick it up on the left-hand side. Sacco on the left-hand touchline. Chance to attack the fullback now. Takes it to the byline, shrugs off Mark Little there. Takes it back onto his right foot. Then Mark Little just gets a bit of retribution. Tough challenge on Sacco and clears it upfield. There's been a goal in the Premier League. Man United 2, Newcastle 2. It's Patrice Evra with the goal there. He's scored quite a few goals, the Manchester United captain this season, but he's got things back for them. Let's hope Wolves can get back in this game. Bearer tried to play it into the feet of Ebanks Blake. He applauds the pass.
Yeah, it wasn't. To be fair, it was a half decent pass, but Ebanks Blake's just come out a little bit too far.
Olejnik taking all the time in the world again as he picks up that loose ball. Ebanks Blake waiting for him, standing by him on the edge of his penalty area. Now Bearer struggling to get that under control. Gayle has it on the edge of the box now. It's a long, hopeful ball forward, and Gayle strikes it wide of the right-hand post. Not a bad effort, straight from Olejnik's kick.
George Boyd didn't look too pleased with him there, did he? He felt he was in a better position to receive the ball than him taking the shot.
Here's the ball back to Foley. Now Johnson. Across to Bearer. Comes forward now, Christoph Bearer. Sacco tries to turn his marker down the left-hand side. Pennant trying to help him out. Here's Boyd. Been so crucial to Peterborough so far in this game. Plays it across to the far side now. That's the Peterborough left. Newell now picks it up. Driving forward again with purpose. He's made a couple of these good mazy runs. Now plays it behind the fullback down the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's played back in by Rowe. There's the header from Newell, and it hits the top of the net and goes over.
We've got to be very, very careful. We're in the ascendancy at the moment, Stevie, and we're playing pretty well, and we're going at them. But we've got to be a little bit careful because we've only got 3 at the back. But they get behind us, mate. All the runners in the middle of the park have got to stay with their markers. They've got to stay with the people.
Coming up to the hour mark, there's half an hour left for Wolves to salvage something from this game. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2 on the Boxing Day goal zone. Here's Doyle down the right-hand side. Plays it in field to Carl Henry. Now Doumbia plays it to Doyle. Got space here by the byline. Cuts it back to the 6-yard box, but the defender got there before Sacco.
It's a great effort created. It really was, but it's a bit of a dodgy ball back by Kevin Doyle, to be honest with you. I thought he could have got in a better pass.
The box. Doyle's ball back into the box from the right-hand touchline, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper there. We've hit the hour mark. Wolves 0, Peterborough 2 on the Boxing Day goal zone. Your chance to react to the action will be coming up after the final whistle and after we've heard the closing stages of Albion at QPR. They're winning by 1-0. So we'll hear the last 15 minutes of that game before you can react to the action. Here's Sigurdsson skipping past a player, chips it into the box here. Doyle looking to anticipate that Little would miss it. He's half cleared it to Foley. Now Sigurdsson, first time ball up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Header goes wide of the goal from Ebanks Blake.
We've got so much control of the game at the moment, Stevie. We need to score while we're applying so much pressure. We do need to score in the next 2 or 3 minutes, mate, because we're applying so much pressure.
Leznik again, he's taking the opportunity to shout some instructions, which is an interesting way of wasting time, basically, isn't he?
Absolutely, mate, yeah, absolutely. To be fair, he was doing it at 3 o'clock.
He was. Well, they do lead by 2-0, looking for their 3rd win in a row. They've beaten Cardiff, beaten Bolton, and now they could be taking 3 points away from Molineux. Here's the ball down, Rowe, down the left-hand side for Gayle. He's almost kept that in by the touchline. I think Roger Johnson got worried for a second there, because everyone left it. But,
they certainly did, yeah.
Went out of play on the far side in the end. There's been goals in the Premier League. QPR 0, West Brom 2. Rob Green, the goalkeeper, with an own goal there for West Brom. Not the first time he's done that, Rob Green, is it? Attendance today, by the way, 23,033. Definitely not a full house here on Boxing Day. It's not been much cheer as Tomlin tries to play the ball through to Gayle. Luckily, the back heel of Johnson was there to block it. And, well, Peterborough, I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? Wolves pushing for it.
Absolutely, Stevie.
Goals.
With 3 at the back, it's, you know, you're going to concede a lot of ground with just 3 at the back.
Here's Pennant now, cutting in field from the left-hand side. Central to goal. Plays it to Sacco now on that right-hand side. Cuts onto his favoured left foot. Might fancy a drive at goal here, but he's just blocked off here. And he's not got many options here. Getting frustrated as he plays it to Ebanks Blake. He plays it to Doumbia. Now Henry. Across to the right-hand side to Foley. They're almost playing with just 2 at the back. Johnson and Bear are just the only men standing on the halfway line as Wolves come forward. It's Pennant on that right-hand side, takes it to the corner flag, back onto his left foot, across to Henry. They need to get the ball in the box here, Wolves. It's chipped in, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but the diving boot of Zakwani clears it out for a throw-in on the far side.
3 blue shirts against 2 gold shirts there, Stevie. You know, but we've got some great possession. We just need to make it pay at the moment, mate. We just need to get one back.
63 minutes gone. Wolves still 2 goals down, but doing plenty of attacking here. They just need to get the ball in the box. Here's Pennant flicking the ball all the way back to Roger Johnson inside the centre circle. Interesting option there. Foley now. Back to Johnson. Wolves fans again getting frustrated. Wolves just camping themselves in their own half here, although Peterborough doing well to force them back. George Thorne putting all sorts of pressure on the defender. Now back to Akimi. Comes all the way out of his goal to clear that forward down the right-hand side. Good flick on by Sigurdsson. Now Doyle just runs away from him a little bit, gets it to Sigurdsson on the right-hand side. Now it's back to Henry. 30 yards from goal. Goes back towards that right-hand touchline. Played in towards Pennant, spins away from his marker down the right-hand side towards the byline. Just tumbles over there under pressure, and it's a goal kick, says the linesman on the far side.
I think he's the only fella in the stadium that thought it was a goal kick.
Well, when you look against it, and it has been in this game, but in a way you could say Wolves haven't really deserved any luck. I mean, it's been really
not at
miserable.
the moment, but we've had a lot more possession than we've had in the first half, Stevie, and when you get as much possession as we've had, you know, you do really need to score in that time.
Ball all the way back to Olejnik again. 65 minutes gone. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 2. That's the scoreline that West Bromwich Albion lead by at Loftus Road, and we'll be hearing the closing stages of that game with Tom Ross and Tony Bomber Brown as soon as the final whistle hits here at Molineux. Let's hope Wolves can get a couple of goals back at least before then. Ball down the right hand side from Henry. Long hopeful ball up towards Doyle. Will chase the defender, who plays it out for a throw-in. Safe option from him. Thrown to Wolves midway through the Posh half of the field. Foley takes it. Goes back towards Doumbia on the halfway line. Now Barrett. Across to Pennant on that left-hand touchline. Giving the ball away though to Gayle. Now Thorne inside the centre circle for Peterborough. Now here's that man Boyd. Haven't seen him for a while, but he tries to pick out Little on the round touchline, and for once his pass is off.
And Darren Ferguson's not too impressed with that. He just wanted to keep possession, I think, and we've got it back.
Christophe Berra in the left-back position. Wolves playing three at the back as they search for an equal, well, 2 goals, I should say. Here's Sacco. Just a bit of a high boot there, but managed to get the ball. Now Doumbia, sold back and races out of his technical area to get the ball here, and he tells Berra to come on and take the throw-in. Well, just looking at the options on the bench for Wolves, he's brought on Sigurdsson, who's the main attacking option, but there is Jamie O'Hara. You do wonder, though, after being out since March, whether this is the type of game that you can bring him on, because you want to try and ease him in after that.
Yeah, you do. You'd rather him come on when you're winning 2 or 3-0, Stevie, but sometimes needs must. But at the moment, we're quite on top in terms of possession and creating chances, but we just need to hit the back of the net with one of those.
Peterborough have got like a back 8 at the moment across the edge of their... Middlesbrough 1, Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 1, Blackpool 0, and in the Premier League, Man United 2, Newcastle 3. That was like a great game at Old Trafford. Henry chipping the ball over the top for Christophe Berra, who's made the run forward from centre-back. Ebanks-Blake chasing in as well, but there was too much on that. Out for a goal kick it goes.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of chances. I mean, it's a bit of a ball that's too straight.
Olejnik will take the goal kick in front of the north bank, plays it forward up towards the head of Christophe Berra, who heads it away. Thorne, though, will hook it back forward. Gayle chasing Johnson here, does the sensible thing and plays it out for a throw-in on this near side, and Mark Little will take it. It's about 25 yards from the corner flag on this right-hand side towards the south bank end of the pitch. And then Tomlin wins an easy throw-in off Pennant. So it's a throw-in right by the corner flag for Peterborough. 68 minutes gone. They lead by 2-0, the away side. Mark Little takes the throw-in towards the byline to Tomlin. Little gets it back. Tomlin, I think he thought he was offside there, left the ball as Little tried to play it back to him. Pennant will just win it back, plays it away though, straight to a blue shirt. His clearance goes.
He's under no pressure there, Stevie, to play the, you know, he's not under pressure to just smack it anywhere. He's got 5 or 6 yards round him, and he's just hit it straight to a blue player, a blue shirt.
It's Peterborough coming forward down the left-hand side now, across the face of goal it goes, but Little might pick it up here. Plays it across goal, and it's helped in at the near post by Gayle. Peterborough United are 3 goals up here at Molineux. It's a miserable Boxing Day, and that could be the knockout blow for Posh. Wolves 0, Peterborough 3.
We've just not been at the races, Stevie, today. I've got to be honest. And when we put all the pressure on in the second half, we've not scored. And we've said, both of us have said, when you're playing 3 at the back, you run the risk of people getting in behind you, and that's exactly what's happened there. The guys put it across, and it's just played in at the near post. Bad day at the office, mate.
A very, very bad day at the office here at Molineux. 21 minutes to go. Wolves find themselves 3-0 down at home to the team that was bottom of the table at the start of play today. And the Wolves fans chanting, "What a load of rubbish," and now you're not fit to wear the shirt. Wolves fans not happy, and rightly so. You pay a lot of money on Boxing Day, family time of the year. You could spend time at home with your family. They've come here to support the team.
Absolutely.
And it's been a miserable afternoon now. Sigurdsson winning a free kick. This will be one hell of a fight back here if Wolves could do it. 20 minutes to go, and they've got to go for it, but they're going to leave themselves open at the back.
Well, they've got to, Steve. If they want to get anything out of the game, mate, they've got to leave things open at the back and just throw caution to the wind and get players forward.
Sacco will take this free kick. One-man wall in his way. Sacco, really deep free kick there up towards the back post. It goes wide of the goal. Too much on it for Johnson. And again, there's boos ringing round. Not happy with that. Sacco, who was the star man of the first part of the season. He's tailed off a little bit the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's not been the best performance by a long, long way, Stevie, to be fair. I think you've got to say to Peterborough, yeah, mate, lads, you've come here, you've done what you've had to do, you've done a professional job, and you look like you're going away with 3 points.
Looks like it at the moment. Here's Newell now, just miscontrolled it on his shins there. He was unlucky. Now Akimi, cool and confident from him, takes his time over his clearance. Is being chased down by Gayle there. Into the chest of Doyle it goes. The only people you can hear singing is the Peterborough United fans who've travelled. They're in that quadrant in the new stand colours stand, but you can hear them all the way up there. Here's Foley on the right hand side. Now Doumbia. It's across to Carl Henry. Into the feet of Sigurdsson, tries to turn his marker, had his back to goal. It's cleared though, could be a counter-attack here on for Peterborough. Tomlin, Bearer, busting a gut to get back here. He does well as well, he's forced Tomlin back, but here comes Little down the right side of the penalty area, across the face of goal again, but here's the stretching boot of Roger Johnson.
To be honest, I think he's a better option there, Stevie, was George Boyd coming in on the penalty spot. Roger Johnson's done great to get a foot to it and get it out for a corner. But as we've said, mate, you were playing three at the back, so they're going to get somebody wide on the left and somebody wide on the right, mate, and they're just going to go through us. And if you're not staying with your runners, if the Wolves players aren't staying with the runners from the middle of the park, it's going to cause you massive problems, mate.
Well, they've got a right wing corner here, Peterborough. Tomlin, who opened the scoring in this game after 17 minutes, takes it in front of the south bank, short to Boyd. Now Tomlin chipping it over across to Boyd, showboating again Peterborough. Cruyff turn, takes it to the byline now. George Boyd across to the 6-yard box he goes, hooked in by Gayle, but it's cleared there. It was Knight Percival who got the shot in the end.
You see that George Boyd, Steve, you get him forward and get him in the box. He's such a clever player with the ball, and he's, like you've said several times today, showboating. But mate, he's got some great qualities, and he's just turned the defence there inside out, and it could have been 4 instead of 3, mate. He's a good player.
Well, like I said, January transfer window opens next week. I'd imagine there's going to be quite a few players, people and clubs sniffing around him. George Boyd, excellent player. He's got 17 minutes to go here at Molineux. You can react to the action after the Albion QPR game on 0330 6600 999. Text 87867. Tweet at the Goal Zone, or go onto Facebook, search for the Goal Zone with Tom Ross. But 0330 6600 999. That's the number for you to react to the action. Wolves fans, we thought it was getting bright again. 3 wins in 4, but at the moment 3-0 down against the team at the bottom of the table at the start of play today. There's been a goal elsewhere in the Championship. Cardiff 2, Crystal Palace 1. And in the Premier League, Everton 2, Wigan 0. And Man United 3, Newcastle 3. Here's Foley to Doumbia. Just inside, he's in the Peterborough half, now to Henry on the halfway line. Diagonal ball, aiming for Jermaine Pennant by the corner flag. Keeps it in play and then got tackled by the corner flag, and it goes out for a goal kick. Sums up the day, that.
Well, to be fair, the corner flag's been our best player today, to be honest with you.
It's, well, if you're going to take some positives, I guess The corner flag's had a good game for Wolves.
Absolutely, mate. It's not been the best day.
I think I would struggle to pick a man of the match. Wolves fans chanting for Jamie O'Hara, and we are going to see Jamie O'Hara. He's been out since the defeat against Blackburn way back in March. Had all sorts of injury problems, groin injuries, but he's going to get back on the field for the final 15 minutes or so. But here's Little now. That's a siding challenge from Jermaine Pennant. That was blatant as Mark Little was going towards goal, and he's got a yellow card. Tell you what, some referees would send him off.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest with you, he's done that, Stevie, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 6 gold shirts in the box. I mean, he's brought the kid down.
It was out of frustration, definitely,
yeah,
isn't it?
Absolutely.
15 minutes to go, and Wolves are going to make this substitution. David Davis is going to come off, and it's Jermaine Pennant who's going off, and that's cheers by the Wolves fans there. Jermaine Pennant, and he's getting booed by the Wolves fans. Not really happy, and I think he'll be happy to go back to the Britannia Stadium in January.
I would think so, yeah.
Well, he's got a few applause. He's got some applause from the Billy Wright upper tier here. It's mainly the South Bank that was booing, and he applauds them for that. Bit of a signal to the South Bank, though. And Jamie O'Hara coming on for Sylvan Ebanks-Blake. Bit of a brighter note, and applause coming from the South Bank for this one. Haven't seen him since March, Jamie O'Hara.
I just think it's to give him a bit of a run out, Stevie, to be fair, because I don't think they're going to get anything out of the game.
No, well, it's game over, most likely, isn't it? Be one hell of a fight back if Wolves got back into this game with 14 minutes to go, 3-0 down. Back to the action anyway. After that break, Peterborough got free kick down the right-hand side. Boyd feigns to take it first down the right-hand side, two-man wall in his way. Now it's played across towards the back post, and it's headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box by Foley. Hooked back forward by Mark Little. Johnson with the header away. Doumbia tries to chest it down midway through his own half. Now it's Tomlin tries to poke it forward. Boyd gets hold of it, and that was just wide of the right-hand post there. Not bad effort.
No, he's pushed a little bit further forward, mate, in the last 10 or 15 minutes, because he's going to try and get possession in our last third, in our defensive third. And because he can create, and he's got great ability.
Well, he's desperate for a goal, isn't he, George Boyd? That's the only thing that's been missing from his game today. It's been absolutely key for Peterborough. There's been a goal elsewhere in the Championship. Burnley 2, Derby 0. In the Premier League, QPR 1, West Brom 2. QPR getting a goal back in that game, which at the moment is on 9:90 and 10:17 AM, but we will, on DAB Digital Radio, be getting the closing stages of that game. And also another goal in the Championship. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 2. That game is on 11:52 AM right now, but here on DAB Digital Radio in the Black Country and Shropshire on Free Radio 80s, Wolves 0, Peterborough 3. Sacco tumbled over there by Mark Little. Here's Henry to Sacco. Now spins around his marker, their bearer. Sacco goes out for a throw-in. Takes the throw-in, Sacco. O'Hara turns away from two Peterborough players there, tripped over, wins a free kick. Darren Ferguson not happy with that decision.
I think, to be fair, I think he was a bit fortunate there, mate, to be honest with you, Jamie O'Hara. Because if the Peterborough lads got away with it, they were with 2 against 1 at the back.
Left wing free kick. Sacco to take it. Puts his right hand up in the air, wearing his Wolves gloves as he swings this in with his left boot. Towards the edge of the 6-yard box, flashes across. Everybody missed it. Into the danger area it went. It's going to be swung back in though. Bounces down by the penalty spot. Henry gets it. Now it's Jamie O'Hara. Gets it onto his favoured left foot. He'll shoot. No, he won't. He'll chip it up towards the back post. It's Sacco. Now gets onto his right foot. Chips it up towards the penalty area. One punch from the goalkeeper Olejnik. Henry now plays it to Bearer down the left-hand side. The central defender plays it across goal, hits the defender and goes out for a corner kick. 11 minutes to go. Can Wolves at least get some consolation? We'll find out here.
That's a great ball in by Sacco, Steve. It was a fabulous ball right across the 6-yard line, nobody on the end of it.
It's where you want it, that corridor of uncertainty it's called, I believe. Sacco plays it in left-footed now, this corner kick at the North Bank. Header away. Now Foley on the edge of the centre circle. It's back to Jamie O'Hara. Plays a diagonal ball to Sacco. Nice ball from Jamie O'Hara. Then he plays it quickly in, Sacco, but that was too close to the goalkeeper this time. Plucked out of the air by Olejnik. There's been a goal in the Premier League. Everton 2, Wigan 1. And in League 1, Stevenage 1, Coventry 1. Tomlin inside the Wolves technical area. Solbakken plays the ball to David Davis. Wolves have made all their substitutions now after bringing on Sigurdsson at half-time, and then Davis and O'Hara. 10 minutes to go for Wolves to get any sort of bright finish, if that's possible, in a game that they're losing 3-0 in at the moment. Peterborough will make a double substitution shortly as we enter the final 10 minutes of the game. Davis across to Johnson.
Peterborough have just got numbers. Every one of their players is in their own half, Stephen. They've got a great shape as well, and they're pressuring the ball so well as well, you know.
Carl Henry into the feet of Jamie O'Hara midway through the Peterborough half of the field. Now Sacco can't keep that ball in play. Henry,
it's so frustrating, mate, isn't it? You know, they've got great positions. Peterborough, they've got 2 banks of 4, and they've just not let us play.
Kane Ferdinand is going to come on for Peterborough. Joe Newell, the man to go off.
Number 17, replaced by number...
Going to make another one as well. Danny Swanson. Danny Swanson's going to go off. Come on. And the man who's going off is Lee Tomlin. So there's 2 substitutions for Peterborough. It's Wolves 0, Peterborough 3 with 8 minutes to go. There's been goals elsewhere, flying in everywhere on Boxing Day. Fulham 1, Southampton 1. Ricky Lambert with a penalty for the Saints there. As we get this game back underway, but Tongo Doumbia can't get hold of it and swings and just kicks the air in frustration there. Goes out of play for a throw into Peterborough. Little takes it by the halfway line in front of a not very impressed Ola Solback, and we'll speak to him after the final whistle, and you'll be able to hear his thoughts in the Wolves podcast, which you can download from iTunes. Here's O'Hara playing the ball across the right hand side. David Davis coming in a bit late there, and it allows a blue shirt to clear it. Now Gayle, who scored that 3rd goal for Peterborough, plays it across. Here's Kane Ferdinand, the substitute, trying to skip past Doumbia, gets a second attempt at that, plays it across to Boyd with his back to goal, plays it left-footed to Tommy Rowe on that left-hand side for Peterborough. That's the ball stand side as we look at it here. He's just playing it across for fun now, just playing keep ball, winding down.
That's all he's doing, mate. He's just getting the ball and just spraying it about left to right, right to left.
It's been too easy for Peterborough. I mean, Peterborough performed well, we'll give them credit, but it has been too easy for them.
It has. We've not had a great day, and to be fair, see, I think sometimes you wonder how we're playing, you know, because we've not pressured the ball, we've let them dictate to us, and we should be the team that's in the ascendancy, because we've had 3 out of 4 wins. They've had 2 wins, but this is a game that we should be winning.
Well, yeah, team bottom of the championship going into this afternoon. You expect Wolves to win those games, but especially after going to Blackpool on Friday night, getting a fantastic victory there. But Wolves are going to have to dust themselves down very quickly because they're hosting Ipswich, Mick McCarthy's Ipswich, on Saturday. That game will be live in Kick by Kick right here on the Goal Zone. Here's Sacco. Now Doumbia on the edge of the centre circle, inside the Peterborough half. Henry across to the right hand side. O'Hara plays a 1-2 with Foley, blasts it towards the feet of Doyle. Too much power and pace on that one, and it goes through to the goalkeeper.
It's been a very, very, very poor performance, mate, to be honest with you. Very poor. And you can understand the crowd's frustration as well, Stevie, you know. 3 wins out of 4. They're expecting a little bit more than they've been given today.
Certainly very, very frustrated. The Wolves fans kind of exploded that frustration when Jermaine Pennant was taken off. And can you understand that sort of reaction? Is that a harsh one?
I think it is. I mean, you look, he's coming from Stoke on loan, I think, and one goes out to play badly, but sometimes it's just not your day, and you can look at any of the 11 out there, apart from probably Hakimi, and you could bring either one of them off, either anybody from the 10, and it's not a nice reaction, but you just got sometimes you expect it, and you just got to get on with it.
Here's Mark Little.
Trust me, I know.
Ball down the right-hand side. That's Steve Daly from the Wolves and Man City. I'm guessing you're referring to that time.
Absolutely. Spot on, mate.
George Boyd here, playing the ball back towards Kane Ferdinand. Only good memories at Wolves, though.
Very excellent, mate. Yeah, excellent. Excellent, love my time here.
Here's the ball played towards the substitute Danny Swanson there from the left-hand side, but luckily deflected into the path of Karl Hakimi. Now Bearer, who's been bombing forward ever such a lot in the last few minutes, down that left, he's been acting like a left winger. Here's O'Hara, now plays it down the left-hand side, and Bearer, there he is, down the left-hand side, but it's just cut out there by the Peterborough defender. Hits the executive boxes just underneath us in the Billy Wright stand. And here's the final substitution to be made for Peterborough. Grant McCann to come on. And George Thorne is the man to go off, the man on loan from West Bromwich Albion, whose game will be hearing the closing stages of on the Goal Zone on DAB Digital Radio. It's live right now on 9:90 and 10:17 AM. QPR 1, West Brom 2, the latest score we heard from Loftus Road. There's George Thorne, gets the handshakes in the Peterborough dugout. 3 minutes to go. Wolves really just searching for a consolation now in the closing stages.
I think it's just killing time, I think, Stevie, now, to be honest with you.
Johnson plays it up. Now here's Davis. Henry infield to O'Hara, controls it on his chest with his back to goal, but George Boyd just takes it off him there by the halfway line. Now David Davis throws his body on the line there, bit of a rugby tackle on George Boyd.
Yeah, George Boyd will be happy with that, mate. He's got free kick, he's got possession, and he's killed a bit of time.
It's a free kick inside the centre circle. Now Zakwani, it's played into the feet of Boyd. Doumbia almost got it off him, but Boyd gets a second chance, and now he's just curled it with the outside of his boot to Mark Little. Now the former Wolvesman will come forward, shoots towards goal, hits the inside of the leg of Christophe Bear, and it deflects out for a corner kick there. Mark Little looking to join the action, but George Boyd really is running the show as he walks over to take this corner.
To be fair, Steve, he's done it from the start of the game, and I'm surprised that no one on the Wolves bench has said, let's go and make sure that when they get the ball, they get possession, make sure somebody's picking him up. We can't afford to have him playing.
Takes the left wing corner in front of the South Bank, but he's played it all the way back towards the halfway line here. Now it's Grant McCann. It's back to Little, diagonal ball towards the left hand side. George Boyd, not even he can get a hold of that one, goes out of play for a throw-in. There's been a goal elsewhere in the closing stages. Man United 4, Newcastle 3. Hernandez. What a game at Old Trafford. Unfortunately, can't say the same about this one. Wolves 0, Peterborough 3. Really has been a miserable
certainly has,
day.
Mate, yeah, it certainly has.
I mean, can you put your... It's just surprising, isn't it? There's Peterborough... Can't keep it in play there on the left-hand side, but I mean, it's frustrating, but it's just surprising, because what we saw, some encouraging signs against Blackpool on Friday night, and back to a winning run. You know, it's just come to a stop here against Peterborough.
Yeah, it has. To be fair, it's hit a brick wall, mate, to be honest with you. But you know, for the...
Here's Kevin Doyle battling for the ball on the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared, though, by Peterborough.
If we'd have started the game, Stevie, at 3 o'clock, the way we started it for the start of the second half, it'd have been a totally different game. But by that time, mate, it's game over.
Have to say as well, I mean, those 3-4 chances that we had before Peterborough got their second,
that's what he needed to
score.
If
one of those could have gone in. Here's O'Hara now chipping it over the top of Martin Little, the full-back for Peterborough, aiming for Sacco, but Little wins it back, and then O'Hara got one in the back there, charged down the clearance. Wolves fans appreciated the effort in that one at least. 30 seconds to go until we hit injury time. There's been a goal in League One. Stevenage 1, Coventry 2. Carl Baker, the Sky Blues skipper, back from suspension for that game, and gets the goal late on for the Sky Blues. They're doing really well in the League One this season. As Bearer takes one in the stomach there of Gayle. He's down on the floor, a bit winded. Physio's going to have to come on, and the doctor as well.
I think he took one in the ribs there, mate, didn't he?
It was an awkward one for Christoph Bearer there. 3 minutes added time, and the Wolves fans greet that with boos. I think they were hoping for 1 minute. And they've decided to go home.
Absolutely. I think you could be right there, mate, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately it's back to leftover turkey sandwiches and bubble and squeak for the Wolves fans.
Mate. Absolutely.
That's the only thing they're going to get tonight, unfortunately. It's been a real frustrating afternoon here at Molineux. Quite a surprise. Wasn't expecting this when I headed to Molineux.
No, I was really looking forward to the fact we got 2 home games against 2 teams that are down the bottom in Peterborough and Ipswich.
It's been a goal in League One. Stevenage 1, Coventry 3. David McGoldrick, 18th goal of the season for David McGoldrick. He's on loan from Nottingham Forest. He's on fire in League One this season for the Sky Blues. Everything's looking good for them at the moment, but not so for Wolves in the Championship. 3-0 down against the team that started the day bottom of the Championship, although, as we mentioned, they have been on a great run, beating Cardiff, Bolton, and now 3 points here.
And I tell you, Stevie, Saturday's not going to be easy, because they've been away today. I think, did they play it with Charlton today?
Yeah.
And they've won 2-1, have they? Ipswich?
No, he's got them organised.
He's going to come here, mate, thinking he can take away 3 points.
And he won't have to do much scouting, will he?
No, not at all. Not at all.
We're back underway now after Bearer's rib injury. He's back on the field. Sacco's got a free kick midway through the Peterborough half. Let's see if Wolves can get a consolation. Swung in towards the back post it goes. Flies past a couple of bodies. It's picked up at the back post by Tongo Doumbia. Chips it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Doyle with his back to goal has it. Now Sacco inside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Does a little trick, toe pokes it forward, hits an arm there, and then it's struck towards goal. High over the bar it goes. Must have hit a Peterborough player because it's a corner kick. So let's see if Wolves can grab a consolation. We've got 40 seconds to go. There's still a few fans left here at Molineux.
Not too many, is there?
Not that many. There is more gold seats than shirts. As Sacco plays it in towards the near post, flashes across goal, and it's cleared off the line. Just run away from Tongo Doumbia, and that sums up Wolves' day. Just won't go in.
Didn't we say, though, after about 20 minutes, Stevie, it's just not going to be their day?
It did feel like that, especially when those chances were being cleared off the line and the goalkeeper was getting his knees to shots in that first half. But it's not been a great performance all round, you have to say, as Sigurdsson picks it up by the corner flag now. Windsor throw-in right by the corner flag. Time's running out to get this consolation, but it's not going to make us feel too much better, you have to say. Here's Henry, 5 yards from the corner flag, takes the throw-in. O'Hara back to Henry. Now the Wolves skipper to Davis. Just trying to get out of a sticky situation there. Plays it to Henry, across to Doumbia on the edge of the centre circle. Now Foley. Plays it to O'Hara. Down the right-hand side he goes now. It's on the touchline with Sacco. Cuts back in field. Onto his favoured left foot. Bearer wants it, but Sacco's going all the way. Across to the left-hand side he goes to Davis. Bearer offering the overlap, the central defender. Davis plays it in, but it's deflected into the path of Gayle, and then it's cleared forward. Peterborough United have packed a punch and beaten Wolves on Boxing Day here at Molineux. It's been a miserable afternoon. 2 goals in the first half from Tomlin and Rowe, and then Gayle adding a third. That really was the knockout blow here at Molineux. Wolves have been beaten by the Championship's bottom team at the start of the day. It's finished Wolves 0, Peterborough 3, Steve Daly.
Mate, you've got to say well deserved. Peterborough, superb.
We'll get your reaction after, surely. Now we're going to go to Loftus Road for the final stages of Albion against QPR.
Out for a throw-in. What a game. Ridgewell to take the throw on the halfway line, throws it down. It goes straight to Shane Long, who tries to get away from Ferdinand, but Ferdinand gets it to Hill. Hill into Mbia. Mbia to Clint Hill. Hill sends it out to the left-hand side. Out to Hoylett. Back to Traore. Traore. Oh. And he slips at the wrong moment as Diakite. But they pick it up again with Ferdinand, who gives it to Traore. Traore slips. 3 minutes to go, plus stoppage. 3 minutes is all that's left. Yeah. Queensmore Rangers 1, West Brom 2. There's the ball out for a throw-in. Queen's Park Rangers 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. We've got 2.5 minutes to go here, plus stoppage. What a game it's been. Albion have missed 2 or 3 decent chances with Lukaku, but they've taken the lead and held it. But this late goal from Queen's Park Rangers has made an exciting end to the game, that's for sure, but Albion still trying to break. It's a free kick on the halfway line for Rangers. And we've had torrential rain in West London as the players continue to fall over. The ball into Cisse. Cisse gives it away to Gira. Gira now plays it to Shane Long. Shane Long back to Ridgewell. Ridgewell through the middle. Oh, he's giving it away to Clint Hill. Clint Hill inside the centre circle for Rangers. Plays it short there to Diakite. Diakite gives it to Tarap. Tarap with Brunt all over him, is forced back to the halfway line. Brunt sticks at him. Tarap keeps hold of it though and plays it out to Diakite, the midfielder. He turns inside away from Gira through a gap, and Mbia sends it out wide to Sean Wright Phillips, and he hits it against Gira. It's a right wing corner. With 90 seconds plus stoppage to go here at Loftus Road. Yeah. 0330 6600 Wolves fans, I know you want to talk to us in a few moments. 0330 6600 Blues fans, as the ball goes in from the corner, it's heading goals, it's saved. What a save, what a save that is, what a save from Ben Foster, what a save. The ball was headed down and he was Banks-like in the way he got down and his hand kept it out. Here's another shot blocked by Albion, headed in the air by Diakite, one again and